Swinging from astral chandeliers. Hello, everyone. This is Taliesin McKnight. Thank you for joining me today. This is a video for Patreon only. Although after a year, this and a lot of other material will go to everyone, because I never want to hoard knowledge. I want knowledge to be accessible to everyone. But it helps me to put my focus on my work, having this Patreon. So this is pretty exciting, and I think it's so cool that we can have these types of experiences, and we really don't have to have a whole lot of tools. We don't even have to have a whole lot of training. Anybody can do this stuff. Dreaming with the spirits. This one didn't seem to be any spirits in particular. Well, I didn't know who they were, but I was being instructed. So this is actually pretty funny. I actually shared my sleep affirmations thing here on Patreon, my sleep affirmations. It like repeats over and over on how you recall your dreams, how you always remember your dreams in vivid detail. I remember my dreams, right? It's those sleep affirmations. And I want to stress to people that whether it works right away or not, it probably will. But to just keep listening to this every day, okay? It's like water wears away at a rock, or it's like you keep ramming at the gates. Keep ramming at the gates until you finally gain entrance to the palace of the king. Whether these affirmations work right away or not, and they probably will, it's something that you just keep doing, and it just builds up and builds until you have eureka. But, also taking naps, as opposed to just passing out for the night, a lot of people find it useful for having spirit encounters to take little naps. Set an alarm for an hour or so, right? Or hour and a half, so you just drift off to where you're in a vivid dreamland, right? And then you come out of it. Sometimes people find it more fresh, you know? So sometimes I take afternoon naps, which are perfect for this kind of like astral or whatever work. But I was listening to the exact affirmation thing that I, shared, where it like overloads the subconscious, all these affirmations. I recall my dreams. And I dreamed that I was swinging from a chandelier in the ceiling, right? I was swinging back and forth from a chandelier and having a blast while I was being instructed on stuff to talk about in my videos. And I was enjoying the swinging of the chandelier as I was being told these topics and stuff. And, it didn't hit me until after the encounter. It wasn't until after I got up and I made some coffee and thought about it. It's like you occupy a child coloring or something, right? You occupy a child while you give them instruction. It's like I was it's like I was being like, yeah, here, swing on it. Here, we're going to give you instructions, And I've had other encounters where, with higher order beings, their approach is like we're children. Not in a negative sense or a bad sense. It's just they see from this higher perspective. I've had times where I was like entering into like lucid dreams and like full out of body experiences with entities. And I started going off into like some lucid dream cool stuff, and they're like, no, there's a lesson. Let's get back to the lesson here. So it's just interesting. It's like we're so excited by this out of body state, whatever it is, that the entities sometimes have to calm us down or kind of occupy us while we get instructed. And one of the things that I remember that I was told is a metaphor that faith is like a rod and reel, a fishing rod. Faith is like a fishing rod. It's a placeholder until we get direct knowing. I was told while I was swinging from the chandelier that faith is like a fishing rod, right? And now I'm thinking of other implications of faith being a fishing rod. Faith is a fishing rod. We don't have it yet, but we're drawing it. That's interesting. But the main idea I got is that faith is a placeholder until we have direct knowing. Now, when we have direct knowing, it could be for or against. We may correct and be like, well, that was wrong, you know? So faith isn't necessarily true, but faith is a placeholder in these spiritual things until we have direct experience. And then we have direct knowing. Then we don't need the faith. So faith is a placeholder until we have direct experience. And I was being explained this analogy of faith is like a fishing rod, right? Until we get the direct experience, you know, and then we know. Then we don't have to wonder or have faith. We have that direct knowing. So that was pretty interesting, you know. This idea of faith is like a fishing rod and a placeholder until we have the direct experience. That was pretty cool. And since I'm on camera here and I'm thinking about it, you know, it's interesting about this Shem angel, Aniel. Not only is the name similar to the Archangel of Venus. Now, Aniel is one of the powers, according to the Athanasius Kircher's Oedipus Aegyptiacus. But if you look at the sigil of the Shem angel, it resembles a lot the Archangel of Venus. And yet Aniel, which governs Libra, which is ruled by Venus, but yet Aniel is associated with knowledge, with gaining knowledge and learning, at least in the science of the Kabbalah of Linnaeus. So that's interesting. Also the sigil, you know. This is just amazing. Like, we don't need a whole lot of tools. We don't need a lot of study. Anybody could practice this stuff. I know this guy, he often complains he doesn't have a space. He doesn't really have a space to do magic. And I explained to him astral projection, dream work. These are things that you don't need that. Have the sigil, go to sleep, recite a prayer, go to sleep, right? And have your interaction. Now, my experience I didn't call on any entities. And I did feel that I definitely was being instructed by some kind of angels or higher up beings. But, you know, I didn't know who they were. It's just I was being taught like esoteric instructions, you know? So, it's interesting, invisible helpers that help to light our path, to bring us goodness and positivity, and to help us to spread that positivity towards others. So, I just wanted to share kind of my swinging from a chandelier experience, and maybe that helps somebody, you know, because you know, I'm just so excited because we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg, right? We're just getting into this stuff in these videos, and there's a lot to come. There's so much. So we're stretching bit by bit our limits of human experience. We're stretching our human experience a little bit, you know. It's like poking your finger through when your whole body's eventually going to be through, you know. And dreams really are like the other side of life. We sleep for 8 hours. 8 hours is a third of 24 hours. It's a third of our day. Dreams are the other side. You know, we want to bring consciousness and awareness into our dreams, our dream life. We don't want to forget. And it's a lot like a life cycle, you know. And if you're 60 years old, if we sleep 8 hours a day, 8 hours is a third of 24 hours. That's a third of your time. If you're 60 years old, you probably slept for 20 years. Do you want to lose 20 years? No. We want to bring consciousness and awareness into our dream life. It's really incredible. And you can do things there that are not so easy to do here. You know, it's amazing. It is an opportunity to have amazing experiences and really kickstart, like really take liftoff with your own personal growth in the process. Life gets better and better as we learn these lessons and we have these interactions. That's the goal. That's what we're here to do, is to improve, to do better, to have life more bountiful than it was, improved. So that's just a quick video for y'all. That's my swinging from the chandelier. And thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see y'all in the next video.